Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. This is Lynn from DevineCentral. I am here with your Wednesday weekly tarot mailbag reading. How's that? Hey, before I do show you the question or read the question, I want to show you something I got just this past weekend. This is from this is created by Angela at Hazelwood Crafts. I'm going to show it in this camera because it's so much. I think it's a better camera. It's so pretty. Look at that. This is acrylic. I mean, she bakes these like in a oven or kiln or something, and she hand paints them, and she has all kinds of woo-woo type stuff, you know, and of course this one was sitting on her table this weekend and it just called my name. So I want you to see some of the fabulous things that she does make, and that would be great gifts for woo-woo friends or just for your own reading table or altar table. I will put her information and a way to get to her Facebook page so you can see all of her beautiful photos in the description below. All right, so let's, without any further ado, before we get started here, let me read the question for the day. I am 28, as is my girlfriend. We've been together for 8 years. I just caught her cheating with her boss. He is 48 years old. I was going through her phone after I noticed that her boss usually calls her at awkward times to talk about non-work related things. I found text messages of them talking about how much they enjoy having sex. I confronted her, after which she immediately came clean and asked for forgiveness. I still feel she's hiding a lot from me based on the story that she has given me. It just doesn't make sense. I am heartbroken because I had planned to ask her to marry me this Christmas. She's asked for a second chance. Should I give it to her? There's our question. Okay. So, here we go. Let's deal some cards. All right. Well, I've already shuffled them, so let's just go ahead and deal them out. I want to say something. I was thinking about this reading, and before I lay any cards, rather than just do a yes or no, I decided that I'm going to do a what if he stays and what if he doesn't. So let's look at just the ramifications of that, because that's actually what tarot does best, I think. Okay. So this is going to be if he stays. This will be if he decides not to stay. Let's see where we are, and then let's pull one from Spirit. Okay, and see what we have here. By the way, I am using the Everyday Witch tarot deck. I love this deck, and I do use this as my everyday deck. So let's see what we have here. All right. First off, we have the Five of Pentacles. And, you know, this is like the walking wounded. The one thing I can tell you about this card is the person's not alone. You got the bigger person, which I consider to be him because he's the bigger person in this. But I don't think he's just suffering by himself. I think there's a certain amount of suffering on her part. I just don't know, if it's enough to jog her. I mean, we all make mistakes. So is it enough to jog her into turning her situation around? You notice that the bigger person is carrying a lantern and trying to find their way to the light, trying to find their way to the truth. And I also see snow, and to me, it just kind of means that snow, unless you're in Antarctica or something, is typically temporary. So this could be a temporary setback, but the question is this is a major conflict, and can you get past it? Because you don't want to constantly be coming back here and looking back at this situation. And, some people can do that and some people can't. So I think it just, it depends on a lot of things. But it can't be just because you love her, because you can love a lot of people, but it's hard to love somebody if you can't ever trust them, you know? How strong is that love, and how long does it last? So if you decide to stay and try to get past this situation, then we have next the Magician, which tells us you absolutely can work on this. You absolutely can. You can, there's no reason but the two of you would have to work on it together, and you would have to be committed to doing that. Now, you would also, just as this Magician has, you would have to lay all of your cards on the table. He has all of his resources in front of him. This is kind of an ignition card, you know. This is a get ready, get set, go card. He was ready to pull the trigger on, you know, and put a ring on it, you know, this month until this happened. But it's been 8 years. I don't know how you know, I don't know how passionate the relationship still is. I mean, they don't call it the 7-year itch for nothing, right? And you've been together 8. But I don't know if either one of you, I think you both have to really have enough desire to reignite this relationship if it's going to work. Okay. So there's the Magician is really kind of a double-edged sword. It's about takeoff. It's about putting up, you know, taking an idea and manifesting it and making it work. It's about saying, we're going to make this relationship work. But again, the other side of that sword is the Magician can, not only can he pull a rabbit out of his hat, but he can also be a trickster. He can be one of those people that is, you know, will tell you what you want to hear in order to get what they want. And you want to make sure that that's not the role that she's playing in that thing. So it's going to take two of you to make that happen. The last card of the grouping, this is interesting that we've got the Emperor. And this can tell us one or several things. Is this the boss that's still in the picture? Because if it is, I'm thinking that in order for her to prove her love and her desire to stay in this relationship, maybe she needs to quit this job. Maybe that's the price she has to pay to stay with you. Because I hardly think you can leave her and him together in the same office. And ever trust that all the cards are on the table, because already you don't like the story. So I think that that's something. But if you're going to work it out, which is what this side is all about, and certainly if you both decide to do it, you can make it happen, you're going to have to do it from a logical point of view. This is not, in this realm here, this is not about passion. It's not about love. It's, you know, it really, it's not. It's about sitting down and looking at the reality of the situation and trying to come to terms with how you're going to control this moving forward. And it doesn't, you know, I mean, it's you know, there's loyalty. See the dog here. There's loyalty. I mean, sure, you can put it back together but you know, is the love still going to be there, or is this going to be kind of a colder, you know, less romantic, more, you know, more logical, you know, stab at this relationship? That's up to you. I can't make that decision for you, but I can tell you that per the cards that have been pulled on your behalf, and I'm a firm believer that whatever cards you get today are the ones you were meant to have. We start with, if you decide to not stay in this relationship, we start with the Tower. And that means, you know what? Everything's going to come crashing down at first. It's going to feel like that. But you know what? The Tower in the tarot represents something that was built on a faulty foundation or a weak foundation. And eventually it was going to come down, whether it was today or tomorrow or next month or next year. It was bound to come down at some point. So better now, while you're still young, while you're still, you know, single and not committed and haven't spent a ton of money on this relationship or the ring. This is a good time to have something corrected. So usually it comes down because of some hard truth that's been released that was not previously known. And of course, that's exactly what we have here. So it's going to be a shock to your system. I would forewarn you to think about this overall, because why would you stay if you know it's built on a weak foundation, right? It's because you've been together so long. But you got to realize you got to realize that, see, men usually hit their, that second thing in life that they go after. It usually hits in the 50s. For women, it's usually right around 30. So I think that maybe she might be going through that whole second guessing her life right now. And if you've been together for 8 years, then gosh, you guys met when you were like 19 or 20, right? And so that was not a very mature time for passion and for love. I mean, it was an immature love. But the problem is when we meet at that time, usually as we go through life, that's how we relate to each other. That's how we relate to love, is what we had back then. And we kind of drag it forward with us. As opposed to meeting somebody today, the love that you would have for somebody at this age would be different. It would be more mature. But the funny thing is if you can get past this, right, and maybe do some soul searching of your own and realize why would you be afraid to leave, right? Would it be because you just don't want to be alone? It's just a bad habit. You've got too much committed. It's none of that's worthy. You've got to do what's best for you for the rest of your life, because you have so much time ahead of you. And if you do leave, this is going to be a whole new journey for you. Do you see how the Fool is faced forward, moving forward, not looking back? And it's, yay, it's like I made it, I survived this, and I get to live another day. And honestly, there is so much ahead of you at under 30, my God. Even if you jump off this cliff, if you take this risk, if you take that leap of faith, then know that the universe is going to provide you with a soft landing. You'll be taken care of, okay? You are the bigger person. And I think that if you decide not to pursue, or if you don't think that you can handle that, then I strongly recommend that you take this risk and take this leap into your new life. And if you do, well, we have the Lover's card. There is another love for you. See, I don't happen to necessarily believe in soulmates. I like the concept. I like the idea. I just happen to think that there's way more than just one person for all of us out there. It's just a matter of what, where we are at a particular time in our life. We run into quite a few of them, right? And sometimes it just takes a few years in between or whatever. But this is a more committed relationship. That's what the Lover's card is all about, is a moral commitment, something that's very long term. And I see that's what's ahead of you. So if you're willing to take that leap of faith, that risk, there is love, a very strong, a very mature, passionate love that will follow. Okay, so can you make it work? Sure, but it's going to take both of you, and you need to decide if you're going to be able to live with the past. You're going to have to get rid of it somehow, and you can make that happen if you want to, but geez, here's your future love. Is it going to be constantly managing her, micromanaging, her to make sure that she's on the up and up? Up to you. Or, this is what, just know that if you decide to move forward, that there is life after this. All right, so here is our, kind of our outcome card. We've got the Star, and this is about healing. It's a card of healing. And I think Spirit wants you to know that you will get past this. You will live, to love another day. But it's also not just about healing. It's about, to me, it's about that it's a tunnel. It's seeing that light at the end of the tunnel that you're looking for, that truth, that beauty, and know that you're being watched over. This is like heaven's card. It's knowing that there's an entity greater than yourself watching over you, whether it's God or whether it's the universe or whatever it is, or your ancestors. But there are people and there's spirits guiding you and watching over you, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to pull. I always like the last card of the deck. To me, it's kind of the what do you call it? Last word from Spirit, maybe? Should we say that? Okay, so let's see what it is here. I'm going to move that one up. All right, look what we have. We have the We have the Page of Wands. This is a card of new direction. This is this page is looking forward. You see that? Something is calling this page in a new direction. Could it be just the thought or the idea of a fresh start? That's kind of what the cat represents. Something or someone beckoning you forward, and it doesn't have to be a person. It can be it could just be the desire for a fresh start. Notice the salamander in the middle of the road. It's not that your new journey would be, or your new direction would be without its obstacles, but they would probably be small and petty compared to this this heavy burden that you're carrying right now. Oh, and the card underneath that, it's the love is the Two of Cups. You know, so would that be what you'd be calling forward? Interesting reading. I think that it's something that only you can make the decision on. I can't make it for you and wouldn't make it for you. But hopefully that lays out at least some ideas of what you need to be considering. Now, I would like to say that I am now doing annual readings. I will put a link down below for you to follow to get one from me if you'd like that. I have this wonderful spread that I just love, and it's an annual spread. I can do a real deep dive in it. I've done a very short version, a real version, but a very short version of it that I did in February. It's on the website. It's called When the Death Card Really Means Death. And I mean my channel, not my website. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. If you have any comments, please leave them. Please like this. I would like to be able to get some more views from people, and that's what it would take. Also, subscribe to my channel and notify if you'd like anything further. And Saved by the Bell, gotta go. Bye.